Well, Happy New Year to everyone. I was guided to come forth and bring a New Year activation, a new year and a new you um, activation. And so I'm going to be present with what that would bring forth for you. It's actually after New Year's, so to speak, just a few days after New Year's, but I wasn't guided until this time to actually come forth and, yes, open up this space for an activation to take place for you. And so I'm in the receptive mode of what that activation would be. And I do sense that it is about bringing forth an awakening of the new anatomy within you. And this is just the new anatomy of life itself, and how this year will be that year of awakening that new anatomy of your life. And that entails a lot of different areas, because it is life as a whole in general. So I'm going to ask that everyone take 5 deep breaths, please. Okay, so let's just be present with what this new year, new you, new life anatomy will entail. I'm excited to be in the receptive mode to bring forth whatever that rendering will be. As always, we know that at the beginning of a new year, a lot of times people are creating or have already created New Year's resolutions, things that they want to move forward with. And as we know, a lot of times those resolutions don't typically play out as people planned. And I'm going to be honest, one of the reasons why that doesn't happen is not because people aren't so much, not necessarily committed to seeing their plans through, but really over the years, there's been this newer context to how we need to live our lives and approach what we do. And so sometimes when we are trying to approach things or achieve goals out of the same premise or different templates of success that have been given to us over the years, we fail to be able to rise to that occasion, to be able to fulfill a great majority of our goals. Not saying that you don't fulfill some of them, but just a great majority. And it really is, like I said, because you're just leveraging old information and old data, old success templates that sometimes people try to give as a one size fits all. And we are in the era of your unique individuality. And within that, you have a unique template. And even with that concept that sometimes can be cliche and old too, about your unique blueprint, there are blueprints within blueprints, templates within templates. And so now it's time to get into the new life anatomy of what this is going to bring forth for you. And this is something that, regardless whether it's a new year or not, you can always be able to start accessing your new life's anatomy template. But we want to be intentional about this during this time, so that you don't set goals or try to attempt to achieve your success based on outdated models that are just not going to work for you. So we want to be present within this sacred space now, so that you can receive the wisdom and insight that is going to be relevant for your right now progression as it relates to your goals. So let's take 3 deep breaths, please. Okay, so it is a new year, which is ultimately going to bring forth a new you. But the only way that new you is going to come forth is through this new life anatomy activation. And so when you think about the anatomy within just the human body, and I do several activations, around this, and I'll actually include a playlist or two within the description for you to be able to access some of those and benefit from them. But when you think about the human anatomy, there's the functionality of the different organs and the different systems, and life operates the same. And so you want to make sure that just with your body, like with your body, that you're operating in optimum well-being, that certain systems are being taken care of a certain way to support the whole. And so you want to look at your life that way as well. And so if you are trying to achieve your goals or reach your dreams out of misaligned success templates, it's not serving the whole of your greater good and your greater expansion. Yes, you could initially reach some goals and have some fulfillment around certain things. However, typically though, there's always going to be kind of a lacking and a longing, because those areas of your life have not seeked the higher expression that they would like to. And again, it goes back to leveraging kind of old, outdated ways of operating and ways of achievement. And you want to be able to be open up now to what the uniqueness is for you according to your new life's anatomy. So when looking at your new life's anatomy, it also too is about being able to see your life again through new eyes. It's a higher vantage point, being able to be intentional and very much connected to the whole of your experience. And so sometimes you're going to have to look at the details of your life in a very different way and be extremely conscious and intentional about how you move forward. And so that's something within this time and space of being able to activate the new life anatomy. So what I'm feeling guided to do in terms of, if we want to call it a process for the activation, is really just to open up that space and to be able to bring forth this new life anatomy template, but also using the anatomy factor within your physicality. So give me a moment so that I can be present and kind of do some remote activation and extracting of that anatomy, so that your interior has been re-engineered, so that your external world can now benefit from those manifestations and play out. So I'm going to invite you to take 3 nice deep breaths, please. Okay, so I'm just being present in the space of the anatomy of the whole, of the collective and individuality, uniqueness of those listening, and making them aware of this template of the systems within systems, anatomies within anatomies of their physicality. And so with this awareness, calling forth the resonance of this information and this next level of human potential, purpose, and possibilities to play out in a very unique way, customized to each individual, yet being able to benefit the whole of the collective of humanity. Everyone take a nice deep breath, please. And so with the awareness of this activation, this is bringing forth the newer context and more expanded and evolutionized version of each individual. The new year of life starts within each time they make a decision in terms of how to move forward with this higher progression. This in turn helps to bring forth the newest, truest version of the self from a source and soul connection. And this is what plays out in this new humanity, new ascended anatomy experience. Everyone take 3 deep breaths, please. Okay. So at this time, as I'm in the receptive mode to receive any more wisdom and guidance as it relates to this activation, just being present in the space right now for you to receive the information from this new template of the anatomy of your life. And that's going to be unique to each and every individual. And if I am guided to bring forth some prompts and triggers, I'm open to receive that. But at this time, we're just going to be present with what your new life's anatomy could consist of for this new year. So just be open to the wisdom and insight. You can ask the question, what does my new anatomy template look like for 2022? And for those listening to this at another time, just for the year that you're in. Take 3 deep breaths, please. Okay. So whatever is coming up for you in terms of what that unique success template could look like according to your new anatomy, let's have some expanded awareness open up around this and next level clarity and insight for you to get the maximum benefit of the wisdom and the insight that is coming forth. So let's just be present with the potential of the expanded awareness and clarity for higher level possibilities. Take a nice deep breath, please. Okay. So whatever came up for you in terms of what is going to make this the best year for sure ever in this newer you context and this new anatomy of life template, we want to ground that and activate that awareness. And this is just a jump start. And as I mentioned, that there are playlists and videos below that can support you, further support you on this journey of the new activation of this new life's anatomy or the new ascendant anatomy. So this time here is really about you now being aware of what this greater emergence is, helping you to even understand, in a sense, why certain levels of your goals have not been achieved. And now that you're getting into the new anatomy template that's unique for you, you will be able to bring forth the higher demonstrations of what you've been desiring to play out. So it's been a divine delay in a sense, so that you can sync up with this very moment of listening to this and allowing it to lay a new foundation for your ultimate success in life and career, just your life as a whole, because it really is about wholeness. Take a deep breath, please. Okay. So we're going to give just a few more moments to be present in the space in terms of what still could potentially come up for you in terms of what is going to make this the happy new year, the happy new you, and being able to live from this place of your new ascended anatomy as it relates to your life, your new life's anatomy. So let's take another deep breath and just be present. Okay, so taking all of that which has come up in insight, wisdom, and awareness, and now for the new life's template, the new anatomy of life, in that template, we are anchoring and fully activating this level of the wisdom and higher intelligence that comes forth through the higher source connection. And it plays out in this new life template, bringing forth a new year of life continuously throughout these processes. Be present with that. Okay. So we fully activate this in the internal aspect of the new anatomy that's been awakened, making the body's anatomy conscious of this and resonating in agreement. And now we activate the external aspect of the new anatomy of life and the awakening from seeing the truth in different dimensions and elements of higher context that will support at higher levels like never before, all of which is deemed to play out in desire, divine desire in this year. Take a nice deep breath, please. And now this new life's template, the new anatomy is activated. The new year, individuality and collectively activated at this higher level. And now the newer version and newest and truest version of yourself in this moment and the evolutionary context of moments to come that we call the future. Take a deep breath, please. And now you are fully activated, and here's to a happy new year, a happy new you, and a very happy new life's anatomy. Thank you.